25,000 years ago, the world was frozen. Ice sheets covered half the planet. Humans huddled in caves, fighting to survive with nothing but stone tools and fire. Or so we've been told. Beneath a mountain in Indonesia lies a structure that should not exist. Built before the pyramids, before agriculture, before civilization itself. And someone is trying to keep it buried. This is Gunung Padang, the Forbidden Pyramid. West Java, Indonesia, 2007. Dr. Danny Hillman, a geologist, climbs what locals call Gunung Padang, the Mountain of Enlightenment. For centuries, villagers believed this hill was sacred, built by ancient kings using magic. But when Hillman reaches the top, he doesn't see a hill. He sees something else. Massive stone columns, perfectly arranged, fitted together with precision that rivals Roman engineering. These aren't natural, Hillman realizes. This is a structure. The visible surface dates to 2000 BC. Impressive, but not revolutionary. Ancient megalithic sites dot Southeast Asia. But Hillman suspects something deeper. In 2010, his team brings ground-penetrating radar to the site. They scan beneath the surface. What they find shocks them. Layer after layer of construction, going down 90 meters into the earth. Not one structure, 9, stacked like a wedding cake. Each layer older than the one above. This isn't a hill, it's a buried pyramid. The question is, how old? AC2, the impossible age. Carbon dating begins. Samples extracted from each layer. The laboratory results come back. Layer 1, 2000 BC. Layer 2, 7500 BC, older than the Egyptian pyramids. Layer 3, 10,000 BC, before agriculture was invented. Already, the dates are pushing the boundaries of accepted history. But there are 6 more layers below. When the results for Layer 9 arrive, Hillman checks them 3 times. He thinks there's been a mistake. 25,000 years BC, the last ice age, when woolly mammoths still walked the earth, when humans were supposedly primitive hunter-gatherers with no architecture, no engineering, no civilization. Yet someone built a pyramid complex in Indonesia, 300 feet tall, covering 15 hectares. The structure is massive, larger than Stonehenge, older than anything in Egypt. If the dates are correct, human history needs to be rewritten. But not everyone believes it.
Act 3. The war begins. The archaeological establishment erupts. Impossible, they say. Pseudoscience. The dating is contaminated. Critics claim the carbon samples came from natural organic material, not human construction. They say geological processes created shapes that only look man-made. The Indonesian Archaeological Society rejects Hillman's research. International conferences refuse his papers. His funding is threatened. But Hillman doesn't back down. He conducts more tests. Different laboratories. Different methodologies. Radiocarbon dating. Uranium series dating. Optical luminescence. All confirm the same result, 25,000 years old. In 2018, he publishes his findings in an international journal. The response is vicious. Some archaeologists call him a fraud. Others say he's destroying Indonesia's real archaeological heritage by promoting fantasy. But then, something unexpected happens. Independent geologists visit the site. They examine the evidence. And some of them agree with Hillman. Dr. Robert Schoch, a Boston University geologist famous for redating the Sphinx, studies the core samples. The evidence is compelling, Schoch says. This appears to be genuine construction from the Ice Age. The debate explodes into mainstream media. Documentaries are made. Books are written. The world starts paying attention to Gunung Padang. And that's when the Indonesian government steps in. Act 4, the cover-up. The Indonesian government halts all excavation at Gunung Padang. Official reason, protecting the site from damage. But researchers suspect something else. Political pressure. Academic gatekeeping. Or perhaps fear of what might be found. Because if Gunung Padang is real, the implications are staggering. Who built it? How? Why? 25,000 years ago, humans had no metal tools. No wheels. No written language. Building a structure this massive should have been impossible. Unless we're wrong about our ancestors. Ground-penetrating radar reveals even more secrets. Underground chambers. Tunnels, cavities that appear hollow. Some researchers believe these chambers contain artifacts. Perhaps records. Evidence of who built this pyramid and why. But digging is forbidden. In 2023, a limited study is allowed. New core samples are taken. Independent laboratories confirm artificial construction. Ancient beyond belief. The scientific community is split. Half reject it outright. Half demand further investigation. But the site remains closed. The chambers remain sealed. And the truth remains buried. Act 5, the Forbidden Truth. So what is Gunung Padang? Some believe it's evidence of a lost Ice Age civilization. An advanced culture that existed before the last great climate catastrophe. When sea levels rose and drowned coastal regions, their cities vanished beneath the waves. Perhaps survivors fled inland. To mountains. To high ground. And built monuments to preserve their knowledge. Others point to ancient legends. Stories told across Indonesia of a great kingdom before the flood. The Empire of Sunda. Swallowed by the sea 12,000 years ago. Myth? Or memory? The establishment rejects these theories. Too speculative. Too dangerous. Accepting Gunung Padang means accepting that everything we know about human development is wrong. That civilization is far older than we imagined. That our ancestors were far more advanced than we believed. That history has been buried. Literally. Today, Gunung Padang sits silent. Forbidden. Waiting. The Indonesian government promises future excavation. But no date is set. No permits are issued. Critics say the site is being protected. Others whisper of a cover-up. Because if those underground chambers are ever opened, if artifacts are ever recovered, if the truth is ever revealed, everything changes. The pyramid that shouldn't exist might prove that our entire understanding of human history is wrong. And somewhere beneath that mountain in Indonesia, the answers lie buried. Waiting for someone brave enough to dig.